What's up, everybody? We are back. It's Dave Drakes with the Collective Experience, and we're here for another Foul Plugs Moto show. I can guarantee you recognize this guy at this point. He's becoming a staple. It's my biological brother, Mr. Jackson. If you can't see the resemblance, clearly.
I'm from Canada, so we don't see the sun much, but we're right there.
That's what I'm just from Southern Canada. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's all it is.
What's going on, dude?
Not too much. Good to see you, buddy. It's been a
minute. I know I missed you. I know you missed me.
We haven't done one of these so this is an interesting. You kind of build your own path as far as the podcast review shows go. You just kind of hop in once a quarter.
I mean, you gotta mix it up, right? You gotta do things that are different.
Honestly, people talk too much about too little, so I kind of like it. I think most shows should just be like once every 3 months. That's plenty.
Yeah, that's plenty, dude. I think that's fine. Yeah. Look at it. Oh yeah, we'll get back on schedule now that the racing's on. But dude, you had a crazy looking trip. Looked freaking awesome, incredible, and all the other adjectives. Dude, what was up with the Moto Academy? Like, what were you guys up to in Florida for so long, dude? Because it looked epic.
Yeah, it was. Okay, I'm just gonna pause this. I left my snare thing on, so it's rattling in this room every time. Sorry, I'm a musician, such an artist.
I'm just a creative music genius, you know.
Yeah, you're in my music room. This isn't really a home office. Anyway, Moto Academy team trip. We went to Florida because AJ didn't want to drive more than like 45 minutes. So everybody from all over met up with AJ. Yeah. It was a good trip. Everybody flew in. We ended up, the whole idea was like everybody gets to Florida and we kind of do a tour of Florida because it is just, in the winter, it's very much a mecca of the industry. And even more so, not just in the winter, like overall, it's kind of becoming more of a hub.
Yeah.
With so many races on the East Coast, I feel like people like it more than California. So anyway, a lot of people, there's good tracks out there. You could ride just about every day that you wanted to.
The tracks were insane. Like all the tracks you guys went to were like freshly groomed, super scenic, and you had the whole crew out there too.
Yeah, we had the whole crew. So Grant was there. Mitchell showed up halfway through. Tony was there. Driver Jamie. We even had Matt Flood, who's one of the team homies. He's not all the way employed yet, but he's wrapping up his like Marine career and looking to be head of security for AJ's hair plugs. So that's pretty much that's Matt Flood. And so everybody was out. We had a ton of bikes, and it was a good time. It was a good time. It was supposed to be a tour of Florida. It ended up we just went to the same Moto Bros Punta Gorda 3 days in a row every day. Jeez. And then one day at Tampa MX. It just about poured every day. So we kind of had to be like very like intentional when we finally got a chance to go shoot. Yeah. So it made it interesting. But one of the highlights was definitely we got to ride the Stark Varg.
What was that like? By the way, raining here in Texas, raining on the West Coast. Sounds like it's raining in Florida, dude. Like there's just no good places to ride. Insane. Yeah. So what was the Stark Varg like, dude? Because that's like I've been wanting to see that bike for forever.
Well, first off, on weather, I just have to shout out my family because I was gone for the week. And it was like, Tegan, my wife, she knows that we're busy and we're running and gunning and it's like nonstop when we're on these trips. It's not just all vacation. It's still fun, but it's still like you're grinding the whole time.
There's some work. I mean, you got to put on your boots. You got to put on your helmet.
It's true. I know. Yeah. I've got to clean AJ's fender plate off and, make sure he's wearing a hat because the plugs haven't taken. Anyway, but
poor guy, dude.
But that's the last one. But my like a day and a half into the trip, like I finally got on the phone with my wife and she's like, "How's it going down there?" I was like, "It's not. I mean, it's good, but it's like it's been tough. Like it's barely got above like 50 degrees, and it's been like raining every day." And she's like, "Oh, that's rough." She's like, "Anyway, it's minus 50 here with the wind chill." And not like not like it
Mm-mm.
feels like minus 50. It was
It
minus
is.
50 Celsius.
Yeah.
Our our dishwasher froze. Like the whole province of Alberta got like an emergency alert that the power grid was like might have trouble. It was yeah. So the weather wasn't great down there, but it was still a good trip. Just that I got to skip out on that. So
Good lord. Yeah, see,
um,
I don't miss that stuff, dude. Once I got out of like I do miss Connecticut, obviously, for those who don't know,
yeah.
born and raised. I miss Connecticut, but like when I moved to Wisconsin for work, dude, I don't miss that place. Like I miss the moto
Oh
community
yeah.
there, my moto community people, super great people. Love to see them. But like, dude, I negative 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Like I'm all set. I don't need to be in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
No,
not made
your
for that.
people. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not a.
We're meant to lay on the beach. My people are meant for the beach.
Yeah. Uh,
I told my
Dude,
dad,
all I
right?
can think of is all of those sketches that we want to do together, but we can never do it in the
Yeah.
same area.
I know. We're saying, dude, we have to do them, by the way. But
Uh,
yeah, dude. But so my dad's from Barbados, right? Island next to Jamaica, pretty much. And like, I was
yeah,
trying to explain to him, like, yeah, dude, what's negative 60? And he couldn't like wrap his head around like negative 60. He's like, no, you mean 16? I'm like, no,
yeah,
dude, like negative 60. Like my car won't start. Like I can't walk the dog. And he just wasn't like comprehending. I'm
yeah,
like, all right, you know what? This, yeah, it's crazy.
yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah. That's how I feel when I see like a 10-foot hoop, and they're like, "No, you can dunk on that," and I'm like,
There's
there's
no way,
no way." Like it
dude.
doesn't comprehend.
Yeah,
Are
see,
you
we see that. We're
content?
like, oh, dude,
No.
easy. Walk in the park. It's like trying to see a hoop or talking to cops. Just different things. Just just different things.
Yeah. What do you mean
Anyway,
he
start
didn't
park.
let you go with a, what do you mean he didn't let you go with a warning? That's what they do.
That's what they do, dude. You didn't whip your Bible out on them, dude. Like, come on.
I always get my wallet out really fast, and they
Yeah,
really
right.
appreciate it. You
They
should
love
try
that.
it.
We're gonna get canceled, dude.
Yeah.
Oh
So,
yeah,
anyways,
sorry.
the
I like your dirt bikes.
Starkvarg was cool.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit, man? No, it was sick. The bike was
Uh,
awesome. We each got like a good like bit of a session on it, which was cool.
nice.
Um, I didn't get it out of the like 50 horsepower
Yeah.
zone because I never needed to. Like, because you think
That's the
about it, it's
thing.
like, yeah,
Everyone's always saying like, "Oh yeah, 80 horse, blah blah blah." Like, where do you use 80 horsepower? I mean, most
dude, and
people.
like even 50 horsepower, like,
That's a
because
lot,
you got to
dude.
think about it when you think about like leaving a corner on a
Yeah,
250F and you crack on the throttle, you're cracking on it in second gear, you're grabbing third gear, you'll
yeah,
reach fourth in the straightaway. This is like, okay, you just left the corner. Now, if you crack on that throttle, this is all the gears. Like, it's
yeah,
like, that's the way you have to think about it. It's like, it's
yes.
the, all the capability of this engine right now is like at your disposal. And it's just
Yes.
insane. Like, I rode around in like 40 horsepower for a bit. And at
Hmm.
first I was like, this is enough for me. I'm clearing the jumps. I'm
Yeah.
having fun. And then I was like, oh, like if I switch it up, I can clear the jumps from the inside. And
Hmm.
then like after that, I was like, I don't need, like, I'm not even using 30% of the throttle. It's like,
Yeah.
there's no reason to, which,
It's
you know,
crazy.
yeah, AJ played around in the 80 horsepower for like 3 laps.
Huh?
And he said he got the worst arm pump he's ever had. He's like,
For
he was
sure.
hanging on for dear life.
100%. Yeah. I actually so I bought my Cowie from factory Kawasaki. I was planning on track walk one day and they heard me talking like, "Oh,
Yeah.
we've got like the backup bike that we're not using, like give us some cash for it, whatever." They left me a
Oh, no
Supercross
way.
map. Yeah, yeah, it's super cool. They left me the Supercross map.
Oh,
it
snap.
wasn't like Tomax like best and greatest like
No.
it was like a generic Supercross map from like probably
Yeah.
like Joe Schmo or something. But dude,
Yeah.
I didn't know, and I went riding, and I never had wrist pump before. Dude, my
Oh,
wrist
yeah.
was cramping because like I had to meter the throttle so bad because it was just so torquey. That
Yeah.
map was awful. It was it was a pain. So
Do you ever
I know.
think do you ever think that people at factory Kawasaki feel bad pulling off the track and like complaining about like their limbs being sore to Mitch Payton? Do you think that's
Oh,
like,
dude.
do you think they hold back? It's like he's wheeling around everywhere.
Yeah.
Do you think they'd ever get off and be like, my wrists are sore? And he's like, oh, really?
Really? Gets the shotgun out.
I don't think you could, I don't think you could be honest. You'd be like,
Dude,
how's the bike? You'd be like, great. It's
that's the
great. I
one
love it.
thing, like the chance that you guys got when you were it was straight rhythm, right? On the Honda,
Yeah.
like working on that bike with Mitch, that looks super cool. I'm terrified of that dude. Like he just looks like he's
Yeah.
so no bullshit that like
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to talk. I mean, I would talk to him and be like, sir, thank you for your products. You're a great person, you know, and walk
Yeah.
away. But
Yeah.
I mean, like
Yeah.
talking
It's
about
very
problems
Wayne's
with the
World.
bike.
Just like,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, imagine talking about a bike problem to that guy. Is like, yeah, you're not riding fast enough to complain to me like this. So get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Like, it's not.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, dude, I tuned James Stewart's bike. You can shut up.
Yeah,
I,
exactly. Yeah.
yeah,
It's funny
yeah,
because James was quadding on a 125. So what's your
yeah.
problem with this 450? It's like,
Exactly.
yeah, you're right.
Exactly. But yeah,
I'll just ride it.
you're right, sir. I'm gonna go cry and look in my corner now. I'm gonna quit the sport. But no,
The
that's
Stark
sick.
was cool though. Everybody got to ride it. Everybody
Yeah.
rated it super high.
Hmm.
Yeah, I didn't really have any complaints with the bike itself. I feel
Yeah.
like they have to work on the charging system. My one like wish,
Mhm.
if they could just like, I'm sure they're working on it too.
Yeah.
But like if the stand itself, because it has to charge on its specific stand,
Yeah.
if the stand itself could kind of hold a charge, like the
Mhm.
same way that like AirPods work, where
Yeah.
it's like
Yep.
you charge up the case, holds a
Hmm.
few charge, plug it in.
Yep.
If that ever becomes like the reality, then like that would definitely be on my short list for a purchase.
Yeah, it's tough because like battery technology, as cool as it is in the product, it's still in its infancy. So I was talking
Yeah,
about that with a buddy of mine in San Diego this weekend or last weekend. It's like it's tough, man. It's tough to be able to fight that race of like power to weight, then like cell density, then power output, but also charge time.
yeah.
It's like a constantly you're giving up something to put into another batch. So I think another
But
couple of years it'll be
what
sick.
I will give them though is like think of like the first iterations of like these vehicles that we
Yeah.
play with. Like
Yep.
think of the first dirt bike. Think of the first two stroke, the first four stroke, like those
Yeah.
YZ 426s that were
The
like 400
ugly
pounds.
monstrosities. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
pipe that just like stuck out 3 feet past the fender. Like it's like as far as like V1 goes, the
Yeah.
Stark as like a this is our first one. It's incredible. So
Yeah.
like anyone who has, dude, that's been my favorite part since like I know we're not going to talk about Supercross this thing, but since I got home because I've
Yeah.
been posting on social media
Yeah.
like all of the Stark clips,
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
a quick scroll through the comments and
Mhm.
it is just hilarious. The amount of
What do they
just
say? I
like,
haven't looked. What are they saying?
dude, that number one, all
Huh?
right, because you worked in the electric
Yeah.
vehicles field, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So with that, you work with Joe Biden and trans activism. That's
Oh.
step one. All right.
Yeah.
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 We're all purple
You
haired.
want,
Yeah.
yeah, purple hair and you
Yep.
want kids lopped off. Anyway. And also, yeah, I've got, dude, the range of messages of like, hey,
Really?
that's cool. Like they start, it's like, that's cool. And then it's
Yeah.
all the way to like, I'm like unfollowing. I will never support anything you do with you pushing this woke agenda. And it's crazy. I don't know how they caught on because like I'm doing that, but like I thought I was being sneaky about
No,
it.
I'm pushing woke agenda, but how did they figure
Yeah.
it out, dude?
100%, dude. Nancy Pelosi dropped. She's like, use these hashtags. We'll help you out. We got a cool. We'll get you guys out to some parties. The heat's been on for the last few years, but we'll get you in. Don't worry.
Oh my
It's
god,
dude.
dude!
It's insane. It's
But the way
insane.
people make the leap from like that to like, oh, dude, you're an uber liberal now because you like electric
Oh
vehicles.
yeah,
And you know what's
yeah,
crazy is like this is literally going to evolve the sport so that you, Mr. Whatever, can enjoy the sport longer, dude. It's more funding coming into the sport for gear companies to
yeah,
make, it's more eyes on the sport now that it's easily more accessible for people. I don't know. I don't understand like that leap that people
yeah.
make.
I've grown up in the era of like riding places and areas getting constantly shut down, like way more
nonstop. Yeah.
shut down than opening
Yes.
up, you know?
Yes.
And it really like grinds my gears when you hear older generations talk about like, oh, kids on their iPads, kids with their video games. And it's
Yeah.
like I grew up out just outside of town. We had a
Mhm.
huge field that I just
Yep.
rode my dirt bike in every day after
Yeah.
school,
Yep.
and all summer. My little brothers, who are not that much younger than me, but like
Mhm.
my one is 10 years younger than me, the other one is 14 years younger than me.
Mhm.
That same house, that same field, they
Yeah.
didn't have any of that. Like they weren't allowed
Mm.
to ride. Like the
Yep.
fences got put up, they got shut down. There was cops out there all the time. It's like they wanted to, they weren't
Yeah.
allowed to. And so
Yeah.
like this is just an evolution of the sport that is, it's more jobs, it's more bikes, it's more manufacturers, it's more teams. Like
Thank you.
it
Yep.
opens everything up.
It
There's
does.
really no downside except for the
Yeah.
whole, lizard people woke agenda.
I mean,
But
just let us have
if
our
you
fun,
can't
man.
if you can't beat them, join them. I mean,
Exactly, right? Yeah, dude. I can't wait to get my lizard costume over here.
dude, if you get a Stark, please get a Black Lives Matter sticker on the fender and
Oh,
just try
dude.
to, dude, all of
Dude,
them at
you don't
once.
have listen. You don't have to worry about that, dude. My chick, literally, dude, she has so many black. There's like no bigger billboard of like I have a black boyfriend than like a white chick wearing a Black Lives Matter. I had to tell her, I was like, listen, Malcolm X, when we come to the track, can I just be a rider? Can you loot, dude? Here, wear this FMF T-shirt. Like, can I just be a rider today?
Yo, are you with that girl? Nope.
Nope. Yeah, dude. My buddy, literally, I had a buddy that was like, dude, I don't know why you keep bringing Martin Luther King with you to the track, dude. She's literally like, is she in a protest that we don't know about? I'm like, dude, she has 14 of them. I don't know where she's getting them from, dude, because I'm not buying them. You know what I mean? Like we
She
love
has a
everybody
dream.
in this household, but like, can I just be a dirt bike rider today? You know,
She
like
has a dream. She has a dream, Dave.
apparently, just the more black dudes on dirt bikes she can get out there to look at, the better.
Uh,
Because
what
me
a
and Malcolm ain't
specific
enough, dude.
what a specific kink to have.
I know,
There's
right? I
just
love black dudes on dirt bikes
in Texas.
in Texas on cowies. They're a little on the thicker side.
Dude, it's lucky she found you because man, that could have turned
Yeah,
ugly
that is
pretty
a
fast.
niche of a niche, dude. Yeah, yeah. Because mine is hard to find, dude. Finding a thick white girl is so difficult, man. It's like,
Yeah. Oh,
oh goodness, yeah, we're getting canceled.
yeah. Anyway,
Uh,
Supercross review. What are we talking about? You want
yeah,
to talk about?
right?
I don't know, dude. There's been 2 mud rounds in Anaheim one. Like
It's
it's not.
nothing has happened. Jackson,
Yeah,
I was so pissed. I literally flew out Friday night for San Diego, and I get there. Thankfully, dude, my buddy Jerome always takes care of me. Has a dope place. Him and his girl are awesome. Dude, we get to the track, and it's literally freezing. It's overcast. It starts raining at
yeah,
like 10:30. Like it was cool to see everybody, cool to see the teams and everybody, and like Tevin Tapia made an appearance, MJK made an appearance, and Willie J, a bunch of people. And dude, it's like walking through the pitch, your shoes are getting like completely covered because it's raining. You can't sit in the stands because the seats are wet. The rain is blowing sideways, so you have to like hold your umbrella this way. Dude, it was an
yeah,
absolute nightmare. One thing I will say is shout out to Team Faith. I don't if anyone out there is like wants to donate to a program. I mean, I'll take it because the program can always use more funding. But
yeah.
Team
The Foul
Faith,
Plug
dude.
Moto Show.
Yeah, we go. Foul Plug Motor Show. We need more funding to talk about all of our liberal agendas. Dude, Team Faith, they set us up so well. They take care of the privateers. So they've got coffee, hot chocolate, free snacks, a buffet, a tent to go under. Like they are such a great group. Shout out to those guys because without them, dude, I would have been a miserable baby the entire day. And they're always like, they'll walk up and give you hugs, dude. They're just such great people. So shout out to those guys. But yeah, other than that, freaking miserable. Raining like crazy. I told you, dude. I didn't even stay for the mains, dude. After I got like content and met up with some of the riders and stuff, I was like, all right, are we good? Are
Yeah,
we good? Because I want to watch this like at home. I was literally in like their guest bed watching the race. Like, oh, sure looks cold out there, It's like, oh, those poor people out there. Oh my god.
yeah. I can't remember the last time I was this excited for a 450 season. And like,
Right?
it's just, I want to see some racing now. It's like
Thank you.
I don't mind the mutter. The mutter last week was cool when it's like a full mutter and it's like,
Yeah.
that's likely the only one we'll get.
Yeah.
But this week when it's like, it's not muddy enough to be a mutter, but it's
Yeah.
muddy enough that like they can't really
They
race. Like it
can't
was just
race.
like,
It sucks, dude.
yeah,
Like
dude,
honestly,
my job, part of my job is
yeah.
like clipping up the highlights from the weekend to
Yeah.
send to AJ for like technique voiceovers. And I
Yeah.
sent him like what I could from this thing. And like
Yeah.
2 days later, I was like, "So did you find anything?" He's like, "No, that sucked."
No,
And I was
yeah.
like, "I know," but
It's,
like
it's,
it's
it's
like,
it's a pain, man. It really, and I feel for like the people that like fly out because like that's their one supercross they're going to go to, and they're really excited, and it just
yeah,
ends up looking like that. It kind of bums me out. But speaking of 450s, we got some fireworks last weekend with JA and Mr. Jet Lawrence, and dude, social media is like on meltdown right now over Team Jet versus Team JA. I'm seeing a lot more Team JA than anything. But like, what was your take on that whole thing? That like that little squabble they had after the race?
I mean, in the end, it's like it's just good for the season. Honestly, like it's like
Yeah,
it gives the boys on the
storyline.
booth something to talk about next
Yep,
week.
yep,
Honestly, like here's one thing that I'll say about like being around some of these guys, just a little bit that I have,
yeah,
and this is just in sports in general. It's like nobody in their day to day life, like civilian people that aren't
mhm,
professional athletes, like have dealt with the adrenaline and like passion and drive that these guys ride with.
not to mention the
Like if
money and prize purse that's dangling in front of you. Like, here's your
oh,
hundred
like
fifty
it's
thousand dollar
like
bonus.
the amount of pressure that they're under, like
Yeah.
while also trying not to die circulating these laps. That like
Yes.
I feel like there's that window as soon as they pull off the track that should be like 10 minutes. That's just like, listen, they're going to say some things. They might do some things.
Yep.
We got to chalk it up to like, it's almost like a toddler that's like, he needs a nap time. It's like, he's been dealing
Exactly.
with a lot.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
like, and you can't hold it against them. It's like,
Yeah.
listen, I don't see a problem with either thing. Like Jet shouldn't have put his hands on Anderson's helmet,
Yeah.
but he learned pretty quick why you don't do that. And I mean, this
Yeah.
is one of those things where it's like, as a proud Canadian, this is why I like hockey, because
Yeah.
it's like, you know what? You wouldn't get the back and forth after. You wouldn't get the back and forth on social media. It's like you fight, it's done, it's
Figured
dusted.
out, and
You
it's
dap it up after,
exactly.
and then it's over.
Yeah.
It's the best. It's the
Yeah.
best system in sports. But like,
Yeah.
I feel like all the real drama comes
Mhm.
from the fact that Lucas Myrtle runs Jet's Instagram.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
dude, you can't, like, I would not even believe that Jet has Instagram on his phone during
Mm.
the season. He's young, he's a TikTok kid. Lucas runs that account.
Mhm.
Like, this is not a secret.
Yeah.
And it's true. Like, he posted that thing, uh, like saying, I'll pay your fine, this and that. And then, he probably also unfollowed Anderson, and that like
Mm.
set off the real petty drama bullshit that's just like, just
Yeah.
race and take each
Because
other out on the track. Like,
yeah, exactly. By the way, we are fans of both people on this show. We're all,
oh,
yeah, all of us. We know Myrtle, we know Jet. We're friends with everybody. We're not picking sides. So just so you guys are aware, we're just bantering back and forth. But no, you're absolutely right. Like in my opinion, dude, like it was so like it was such a lightweight thing that people blew up. Like if you're Weston Pike beating the crap out of Freezy, that was pretty like we could talk. There's something to talk about there, right? But this one, they're just
yeah, no
grabbing
one
a
had a
helmet.
problem with that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but like, shout out to our buddy Weston Pike, dude. I love that dude. Uh, but yeah, like literally, like grabbing some helmets and a little bit of tussle back and forth, and then getting Twitter fingers. I'm like, really, dude? Is this really what people are?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's the
It's not
thing.
even that saucy.
That's the thing why I feel like it's a bit of a trying to think of a good analogy for it, but it's a little Mike Alessi esque of like it's a good kid, you
Yeah.
know, a good rider, good
Yep.
racer. It's other people spouting us stuff that's making it harder for him on the
Hyping.
track.
Yes. Yes. For
Yeah,
sure.
and it's like And Jet, like clearly, Jet is a man. Jet
Mm-hmm.
went undefeated outdoors. He can talk his shit in
Yeah.
person to Anderson,
Yeah.
But like somebody hopping on his Instagram to post an apology, even if it was him, like
Yeah.
even if he was coaxed to do it, whatever,
Yeah.
like that. Once you get into that, it's a little like when if a kid's going to school and he's getting picked on a little bit, and it's
Yeah.
like if their parent goes to talk,
Yeah.
that makes it worse for the kid at school,
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah.
I feel like if they would have just left it trackside and just not mentioned it,
Yeah.
dealt with the fines, go race next week, leave it on the track. It's like, there was the one, was that 2 years ago or 3 years ago where Barsha and Tomac came off the track, jawing at each other a bit.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
He said, "You've never passed anyone clean ever,"
Yeah.
and he said, this year, I had like, it was like
Yeah, right?
that whole back, which was great.
Yeah.
But it's like, those were two men, like they
Yeah.
pulled off the track. They had that
Yeah.
exchange. They went
Yeah.
away. They don't have, it's like you get some hindsight on it, some bigger picture, and you just move on. Like the whole like sniping
Exactly.
back and forth on social media is just
It's just,
unnecessary.
yeah, it's not a good look. And then like everyone chiming in with their own story of like, well, I remember when Jet did this one thing to me, and it's like, really? Like I saw something
Oh
from like
yeah, that was
Faulkner. Faulkner mentioned something. I was
yeah.
like, bro, I'm like, is that the dude still racing? Like, get out of here, dude. Like, you know what I mean? No,
Well,
no shade,
see,
no
even
shade to
that,
Faulkner. We
like,
like Faulkner also, but
no, like I like Forkner. He's got the
yeah,
run of the deal like a few times, but it's
yeah,
like
for sure.
you're
He's a badass
throwing
dude.
stones from the 250 class at the guy who just went undefeated outdoors. It's like
Yeah,
Anderson can talk his smack because
yeah,
he's got a Supercross title and he was
yeah,
in the situation and he
yeah,
can handle himself. He doesn't need
yeah,
you piling on.
yeah.
It was yeah. I thought it was it's good for the sport. Who cares? Like it's
Yeah, it
just
is. It
like
is.
this
Good
is the same
storylines.
thing that like I'm sure there'll be a fried donut collab in the near future. Like
That's how it always
it is
works,
what it
dude.
is.
Yeah, they're gonna.
And that's
Yeah,
how
they're
it should work. That's how
yes,
all other big sporting
yes,
agencies work. Like that's how like sports grow. You
yes.
find rival. I feel like Jet's like speed running a career, Like
Yeah.
he like blitzed through 250s. He was the
Hmm.
youngest, like, yeah, undefeated season in his first
Yeah.
season. And he's like, hey, I want a nemesis now. Like, let's just
Yeah.
get me a
Yeah. Let's
nemesis.
just go.
Like, I
Let's get
feel
it,
like he's just speed running through the motocross career. He's gonna
dude.
hang him up by
What if it was all
23
like
going
staged
undefeated.
and like after the
Oh
race,
yeah,
they're like, "Oh, dude, Act One was amazing. You did so good." Like, I think next time
yeah,
it's more of like the grab my helmet, not you know what I mean? Like they're like rehearsing lines or something back and forth,
yeah,
like
yeah,
just
yeah,
paying each other off.
yeah. I'm trying. Dave Prater is just Vince McMahon.
Just strolls out.
He's just smelling money.
Oh, dude, that'd be so funny. We find out Supercross is just WWE.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
we
the
got
one thing
racing
that's
in onesies
funny,
now,
yeah. Oh, dude, sign me up.
dude.
Are you in?
No, dude, I literally wanted to like go run up to Kenny and be like, "Kid, what are you doing, dude? Like this,
Dude, I love it.
dude. Could you imagine me, dude? I'd look like Nicki Minaj in that thing. Are you kidding me,
Dude, I've imagined you in a onesie several times. Of course I can
dude?
imagine you in a
Oh,
onesie.
dude, yeah, it would be bad, dude. I'd be turning heads, breaking necks, doing this little dumpy of mine, dude.
Dude, you on a Stark Varg in a onesie with a Black Lives Matter butt patch.
Butt patch.
I
Oh,
want to see it. I
let's
need to
go.
see it.
Only if you match with me. We'll dye our
Oh
hair.
man.
Oh, dude, I'll give you a kiss on the cheek after at the starting gate. Be like, yeah,
It's just like, hey,
me and
just
my husband want to thank Barnes and Noble,
yeah, Williams and
Starbucks
Sonoma.
Coffee, Subaru. We should.
Oh man. Do
Oh,
you
dude.
ever this is a personal question for you.
Uh-huh.
Do you ever feel like there's more money to be made like leaning into the grift? Like almost becoming like a Jordan Peterson type, like there is
Mm.
no racism, there is no problems in the like leaning into that heavy, heavy like cause like
Yeah,
I always
there
because
probably is
like
some.
personally
Yeah.
there's some cash. Like it's like,
I think so, dude. Honestly, there probably is. Honestly, there
yeah,
probably is. There's probably some people that are like, dude, I just lied my ass off in that press conference, but yeah, no racism. Okay, cool, and like signing checks, you know.
yeah. Dude, like I always thought about that with like doing the whole comedy thing, especially where
Yeah,
like I'm in Alberta. Like Alberta is very much the Texas of like of Canada. Like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
a lot of like blue collar redneck oil money. Like
yeah,
lots of talks about like we should secede from Canada and join as North Montana. Like it's wild stuff up here. And
yeah.
I've always like it's as ridiculous as that is. I always
Uh-huh.
thought about like I bet you I could tour Alberta solely
Yeah,
on like a like you guys are right, you know,
one
like they
hundred
are the
percent, dude.
problem, dude.
Yeah,
I always thought about like how good of a long game would that be,
that
you
would, yeah,
know?
that
I
dude, that
feel
would
like
probably be, and then until you try to cross over and pull a different demo, then it's like, oh, kind of pigeonhole. But hey, dude, if you pay me, I'll be a heckler that you can go against. This is wrong.
yeah.
Me and my Asian wife disagree.
Dude, this is the
Oh, it's
best
too good.
Supercross review show
I
I've ever
know,
done.
dude, this is so bad. Oh gosh. Anyway, 250s West. Things are they're heating up a little bit. I thought for sure I'd see RJ do a little bit better in the mud since he's so tenured in the 250 class, but looks like it's almost just going to come down to Marchbanks is throwing his hat in the ring now. So shout out to the FXR guys, and then we've got Smith, who's looks like he's really stepping up as a guy for that class. Do you see anybody else like sneaking up there and like grabbing the red plate at all this season? Do you think RJ will come back? You think one of the Cowie boys will come back? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think like out of all of them, honestly, like it's kind of hard. Like they've gotten screwed with the weather, with the rain more than anyone else because I feel like if it was a normal first three rounds, like I think Kitchen and Thrasher would be a lot closer
Mm-hmm.
and be able to like really spice things up more because like I kind of want I don't know I always root for the younger guys in the 250 class like
Yeah.
you know it's cool that anybody can ride it as long as they want
Mm-hmm.
but you know like they're gonna be it's kind of like it feels like some of them it's like you know how like LeBron wants to stay in the league long enough to
Yeah.
play with his son. Yeah,
Yeah.
like there's a few 250 guys trying to do that right now.
Yeah.
So it's like I always root for the younger guys. I wish
Yeah.
Shimoda was
Mm.
taller or stronger so that he could have waddled his way through the mud a little bit
Dude,
because
I
like
keep saying that every year. They keep bringing up these scrawny dudes, or like what Shimoda is fire on a dirt bike, dude. By the way,
yeah.
I'm like, I saw him like do a scrub in a video one time. I'm like, when the hell did AJ start scrubbing like that? And I was like, oh crap, dude, 30 on the Honda. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, that's
Oh
Shimoda.
yeah.
Dude, it's
Yeah.
throwing me off for a little bit. But no, Shimoda's an absolute badass, dude. But like when you don't beef up, that's what the bike's just gonna throw you around in conditions like that. And I
Yeah,
wish
like
they
I
focused
don't
more on
know.
like building these guys into men. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know anyone else. That's what I love about like Ethan or is it yeah, his name's Ethan, right? Outlier athlete.
Evan. Yeah,
Or
yeah.
Evan, sorry,
Yeah,
Evan
yeah.
Nystrom.
Coach Evan,
Like
yeah.
those guys that are kind of like changing up there's a bit of a changing of the guard with fitness
Yeah.
and that it's not
Yeah.
just like you're gonna ride 100 laps and then you're gonna cycle 100 miles, you know,
Yeah.
like not too many of the guys that are really still kicking ass have like the Marvin Muskin build of like you know, you could feed this child for 13 cents a day.
Dude.
Um,
And you know what makes me angry is when I see Marvin Muskin, nice dude, but he's literally 110 pounds and he throws that 450 around. Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah. And like no
how?
slight to him at all. He's such a beast.
How
Like
does he do
we're
that?
actually,
It pisses me off. How do you do
yeah,
that? How is he doing this?
yeah. I mean,
Crazy.
by that ratio, you should be able to throw like a you know friggin' Harley Sportster sideways off the face of a jump like
Yeah, that ain't happening.
a 1200.
Yeah, I hit a pothole on one and it sent me flying, dude. So yeah, definitely not happening.
But yeah,
Definitely a
like
techno
Chase, you can
speedo.
see Chase's workout exercise program is like, dude, he's lifting heavy.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
for sure. Yeah,
so yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like Shimoda kind of got screwed this year with it being
mm,
so many mud rounds because I feel like
yeah.
he could have sliced and diced his way up through the pack a bit on a
Oh, for
Honda
sure.
better. but
Literally
not.
at worst top fives. At the
Oh
absolute
yeah,
worst.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
But yeah, I think I'm liking Kitchen on the Cowie. He looks good
yeah.
when he's been able to actually ride. So
Bigger
hopefully this
guy,
weekend.
little older.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, for sure.
His,
I think.
but he is. Yeah. You might have to cut that.
Jesus, dude. Oh, here we go.
Welcome
Everyone
to the
love it.
last Foul Plugs.
I know, right? We want to say thank you to our sponsors for sticking by us. Looking at the 250 East, I'm not gonna
Dude,
lie.
at this rate, you're gonna have to go to like a Black Rifle sponsorship.
I know, dude. For good American values.
Dude, did you see their ad? Can we screen share on this? Did you see Black Rifle's ad during the NFL playoffs?
No, what was it?
Dude, it's literally like a guy welding in his shop, and then
Uh-huh.
it's just like the Twin Towers being exploded on fire, and then it's just like Black Rifle coffee. And it's like,
Jesus,
what?
dude. Oh my gosh.
Dude,
Oh my goodness,
dude.
dude.
My favorite. I was listening to another podcast and they were talking about it because I had
Uh-huh.
seen it, and then
Yeah.
like a few people have talked about it. The one comedian was like, "Black Rifle for when the elevators aren't working and the orphanage is on the 200th floor." He's like,
Oh,
"Why is it on the
dude,
top floor? We don't know, dude.
that's
It's
so
it's
bad.
ridiculous."
That's so bad. Oh my goodness, dude. That's wild. Dude, AJ was rapping them so hard over the years, dude.
Oh yeah,
Is he still
yeah.
sponsored by them?
No, no, it's
Oh,
still
dude.
on the van, but
We were making fun of him so bad. We're like, Black Rifle with good traditional values. Wink. You know what we
yeah,
mean. You know what we
yeah, yeah,
mean.
yeah,
We
yeah.
like things
We're
traditional.
we're being persecuted for our ideas. Which ones? You know the ones.
You know the ones. For our ideal clientele. Which clientele? You know
Yeah.
who we're talking about.
Free market? Nope, not that one.
Oh, jeez. Oh my
Capitalism?
gosh.
Nope, the other
We,
one.
we don't do giveaways. We do auctions here. It's
Yeah.
tradition. In all
Oh,
seriousness, Black Rifle does taste pretty good.
I mean, it's coffee. Like it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh gosh, that's too funny. That's too funny.
Anyway,
Oh
who's gonna win
goodness.
this weekend?
I know. So back to this dirt bike stuff, I guess. Where are we this weekend?
So I want to
A2?
ask you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully it's good weather. What do you
We'll see.
see as far as who do you think? Because it's too hard to tell right now. Um, where everybody's going to be, like who's going to be the best. But I feel
Yeah.
like we could kind of probably gauge like a top five. So what would you say is your top five in 450s? If
Like
you were
in
to
terms of
power rank.
power rank them right now, I would say ooh, if this one's tough. I'm gonna go with I think I'd have to go with Webb because he seems to be the most quasi consistent. I know AP's got the red plate right now, but I don't know. I just think the other guys have not like caught their win yet. So I think in the best spot right now, I think Webb's kind of in like that most kind of quasi semi consistent, and he can do really well outside of like really treacherous conditions. His starts are pretty solid, stuff like that. Number two, I'd probably say AP, just off of the pure fact that he's consistent with the red plate. I'd say probably looking at somebody like a Tomac, and that's not based off of like anything other than I just know that Tomac's gonna Tomac, dude. The same way Chiz is gonna
Yeah.
Chiz, Tomac's just gonna come alive down the line. Then I'd probably say Chase and then Jet. If you had to put my hand to the
Yeah.
fire. So and only because I think I don't know, I don't know if Jet's going to be rattled by the last couple of weeks. You know what I mean? Because really, he hasn't
Yeah.
been super inconsistently off the podium like this. It's always like, oh yeah, he had a decent race where he rode it in for a third or something. Where he was really trying to conserve or think about the long-term championship. But I don't think he's had a time when like he's caught flack in the media. Like, dude, he's like the Justin Bieber of moto, dude. Like, There's girls literally, which drives me insane, like screaming as he rides by. You know what I mean? Like you don't
Yeah,
really. I don't think he's used to like having the flack that he's probably caught the last like week or so. I wonder if that's gonna
yeah.
like throw him off a little bit mentally, or maybe not. Maybe I'm just talking shit. Who knows?
I honestly think that anybody who's genuinely like, vocally changed their tune on Jet after all
Yeah,
this was already
yeah,
kind of looking for a reason to hate him. Like I
probably
don't really see anybody who was that diehard about him before, and
yeah.
like his actual fan base,
Changing
they
camp.
they
Yeah,
probably also feel frustrated that Anderson held him up for so long.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
don't really see it changing anything.
Mhm.
Um, and like as far as being like unflappable, like dude, he went
Yeah,
24 motos perfect.
yeah.
Like it's like
That
so.
makes
My
sense.
question to you is off of that: if we get a good race,
Mhm.
good dry track, everything's how Supercross is supposed to be Supercross,
Yeah,
and he wins again wire to wire. Do we throw out the last 2 weeks and we just say like, yeah, he had a shit time in the mud, but you know
yeah.
what? It was a mud race. What
I
do you think?
think I think so. So I'd probably lean closer to that camp if we're on a spectrum. I'd probably say I lean more closer over
We
there.
probably are. A couple. I
Definitely.
can think of two or three.
Yeah, we're on a couple of spectrums. I definitely think it's more so that side, but like I still think you're gonna have like the people squawking about like, well, Supercross is Supercross, mud or shine, rain or shine, mud or not.
Yeah, but
But
it's
no,
not.
yeah, it really isn't. I think I definitely lean more so on that side because if this guy goes wire to wire with those freaking killers behind him, Webb, Barsha, AP, JA, Sexton, Tomac. I mean, Webb, dude. Then you gotta give this kid credit. That's 2 wins in 4 races and a wire to wire. No one's catching you, dude. That's to me that's incredible. I don't know why the thought
Yeah,
just popped in my head too, but Kenny leading this past weekend in San Diego
yeah.
on the RMZ, dude. Like he's making that
And
bike
hole
look
shotting in the mud.
really, yeah, making that bike look good, dude.
Yeah.
He
All the
really
way
he's
up until he stalled it.
well, yeah, there's that. But Suzuki should really be like, dude, we'll just give you 51% stock in the company, dude, because like really without
Yeah.
you, I mean, what do you
Do
we
you
have those
think
little
do you think he stays? Do you think he stays next year because this is the last year in his contract?
I honestly do. I mean, where else is he going to go? And he's got so much freedom. It looks like he's having fun for one of the first times in like as long as we all can remember. It looks like he's got freedom to kind of say what he wants on his bike. He looks like he's gelling well with the motorcycle. He knows the chassis. He's got the power. He's got the talent to stay up there. I don't see
Yeah.
why he would leave. I mean, unless he wants to do like a Chad Reed, like 2-2 Motorsports deal. But then why go? Why would you go through all the
No.
hassle when a team is
I
doing it for
think
you? You know,
you know where I think he would go if he
what's
went
that?
anywhere? Ducati.
You think so?
I think so. I think him and Caroli are homies,
Mm.
and I think with if he could race it, like if it's whatever they call it, like if it's production by then,
Oh, okay, homologated.
um, yeah, homologated.
Yeah,
That's the word.
yeah,
Yeah, like I feel like but outside of that, something cool like that, I think he'll probably just stay Suzuki. But they
yeah.
gotta get him an E-start, man. They gotta put a button
They
on
they
that
have to
bike.
figure that out. Yeah, they got to figure that out. What do you think about like the new influx of manufacturers? We got Triumph, Beta, we've got Ducati. Like, what do you think about that? And which bike looks the best to you?
Uh, I thought that the like people are kind of shitting on the Ducati. I think it looks cool. Like I
I
think
think
it's
so.
definitely different, but I think
Yeah.
it's cool. I think the Triumph looks cool too.
Yep.
But honestly, dude, like after riding the Stark, like it genuinely feels like coming out, with like it's like making a new saddle company after the Model T was invented. It's like what are we doing here, guys? Like
Yeah.
I understand wanting to like tap into that market, but like doing the R&D to get into the electric space, I think would have been a better idea for all of them. Like, because
Gotcha.
if those guys instead of like trying to get into the MX sports world
Yeah.
and trying to like keep up or catch up with like the years of R&D that all the other big brands have, if
Yeah.
they had just started from square one doing we're going to do a full electric line,
Yeah.
they could have just like absolutely taken that over. But
Could be. I mean, maybe
it's
this is
cool.
Yeah, this could be just like their door opener. We're like, hey, now that we know Triumph's in the moto world, here comes their to get a little bit of that validity and that credence. And now they're coming out with their electric stuff. That could be the play there. I don't
Yeah.
know. I know Dust Moto. Shout out to those guys calling in the crew. They've got some cool stuff coming with their prototype. Excited to see that thing come out and do some cool stuff. But yeah, dude, I think it's all cool. I don't want to keep you too long here. Let's get into who we think had some cool setups this week and some cool kits with our drip check for this week. Who had some
Oh,
kits?
snap. Yeah.
Who had some kits that you were really digging? I know it's been in the mud the last couple of rounds, but who really
No,
had something
I'll
stood
have to
out?
just pull them up quick but it was a good,
I have
it's a
mine.
good, it's a good week for that.
Yeah, with the
Where,
retro kits were out.
yeah, that's what I was gonna
Yep.
say. Where's it? Where would be a good place to just pull this up quick?
I mean, Racer X. they usually
Yeah.
post and everything, but dude, it was surreal to walk through the pits. That's another good thing about this weekend. All of the throwback kits were on point, dude. They were on
Yeah,
fire.
dude, Clayson's kit looked sick.
Clayson's was super cool.
Um,
Yep.
yeah, I really like that. Yeah, who all was your favorite?
So I absolutely love Starling's setup. He had the throwback MC stuff from like I think it was 96
Oh
or
yeah,
97, maybe 98. Like the 1-800
yeah,
collect setup. Dude, his kit head to toe was absolutely fire. Maybe I'll throw a picture in right here of some of the ones I got of him. Moran's bike, dude, with the concept coatings. That purple on white was insane, dude. Super, super dope to see that.
yeah,
And I got to give a shout out to Dave Pulley had a sleeper one. He had like the Yamaha Troy Dragon on his underneath the OnlyFans, which
yeah,
most people probably didn't know because they were staring at the OnlyFans.
yeah,
And Bubba Pauly had the throwback Chevy Trucks Cowie Day Stu graphics on his. So, dude, there were some kits that were just outrageously cool, man, and I loved seeing that. That was one of the cool things for me. But I'm gonna have to go with Starling. That setup last weekend, killed it, crushed it, loved everything he had head to toe was fire. Before that, I'm gonna have to say, dude, like Phil and that FTA stuff, I
yeah,
love that. I like that, dude. That kit, and I know I'm an FXR fanboy, but that kit was I gotta get some.
yeah,
I have to.
yeah. The throwback. Yeah, I my first dirt bike ever was an actual '93 PW80.
Oh, the
Um,
purple seat.
and I was born in '93, so
Yeah.
purple tank, pink seat. So like
Yep.
any of those Yamahas the last few years have been amazing. I
Yeah.
actually really liked like it's funny like the group chat was not even split on it. Everybody
Mhm.
hated it. I really liked the Lake Elsinore Honda throwback.
Me too.
The
I thought it was
bikes.
pretty cool.
I thought it was sick. I
Yeah.
loved the
Yeah.
silver tank looking
Yeah.
side. I mean,
I love that.
dude, I mean, if you see a Kawasaki Chev Motors kit,
Yeah.
like how do you not shed a tear, you know?
Exactly. But dude, you know what made it cooler was that Jet and Hunter, they had like the kit to match the A stars, which like
Yeah.
accented it nicely. So maybe once you get the full scope of it, it looked pretty cool. No, I thought it was super dope, dude. I absolutely, absolutely loved it. One thing I want to say before we cut out is, guys, don't forget that you can get a chance to go behind the scenes with us and industry insiders like Mr. Jackson here and so many others because of the program, the collective experience. Guys, we've got our internship program, we've got our VIP fan experience program, and you guys can get hands-on and completely immersive with some of your favorite teams in the sport. Not only do you get a chance to do your meetups, but you're also watching practice with these guys. You're getting the team radio and most of the time. You're really behind the pits, inside the rigs. I mean, you're going over race strategy. You're making connections. You're getting swag bags, over $1,300 in savings from our promo code sponsor. Shout out to those guys. And the connections are lasting a lifetime. Over 80% of our interns get hired in. Like the Moto Academy's newest recruit, Mr. Grant. He was one of our alumni, one of our interns, and the dude got hired up and snatched quickly. Don't forget that we want to do the same thing for you. Check it out, thecollectivexp.com. Shout out to our program sponsors, FXR, Moto. Those guys have been absolutely, we love them to death. Flow
Dude,
Vision
it's
goggles.
it's amazing. If you if anybody listening buys a Supercross experience through the Collective Experience, and you get to walk the pits with Dave Drake, all right, it's pretty amazing. If there's a cute girl you're trying to win over, you're just like, you bump her on the shoulder, you say, "Look, I'm hanging with Malcolm." Everybody, no one will argue that. I mean, it's great, dude. That clip you posted of the lady asking for a picture with Malcolm,
dude,
is my favorite thing ever.
It happens, or it stopped happening like the last couple of years, which thankfully. But dude, that year and all the way up to like 2019, every round, dude. And you know what's messed up is I travel in with a big OGO bag that's filled with like the giveaway stuff. So everyone thinks it's like rider gear that I'm coming in with, like, the hoodie up and like, oh, that's Malcolm. I'm like, dude, I promise you I'm not him. You're Malcolm. I'm like, if you want me to sign something, dude, I will sign it, Dave Drake.
The way she was mad at you when
she
you
was.
said, no, you said, no, I'm another black guy. And you were like, don't say that. And it's like, hey, lady, like, you're not on the moral high ground here.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude,
like,
it's crazy that lady, she left that interaction and went and started Black Rifle Coffee. That's what's insane.
Dude, she did not, even after we stopped rolling, she did not believe me. She was like, so like, can you send this to my daughter? I'm like, if I sign something for you, I'm signing it Dave Drake's. Like, this is my license. Yeah. Like, I am not, he's riding right now. Wouldn't I be in gear? And also, if I was Malcolm Stewart, wouldn't I be wearing like something a little bit better than like 3 years ago's Nike zip up with a hole in it? And freaking, you know what I mean? Like, I'm wearing Toms, dude. Like,
oh man.
Like, come on, dude. He's not rocking Toms. Come on.
Dude, that's amazing. That's so amazing.
So yeah, but anyway, shout out to EVS.
Dude, you picked one hell of a sport to just come and infiltrate. I can't.
I know, dude. I really did.
Hats off to you, dude. Like, that's amazing.
It's not easy, but someone's got to do it, right? Man,
you had to find a thick white woman somewhere. So,
right? Oh God, please, people, don't think that. Please, I like pretty women. Okay. What you got going on this week, Jackson? Anything you want to tell the people about? Any cool stuff happening?
Dude, I'm probably gonna have to apologize on Instagram tomorrow after this. That's what this week's been, is just apologies on Instagram for what you said the night before. Dude, what do I got going on? In 45 minutes, I got a beer league hockey game. The Misfits are taking on the bitch Pigeons, and we're gonna thump them.
Jeez.
Pretty excited about that. Almost got in a fight at the last game versus these guys, so we'll see if there's still some bad blood there.
All right.
If there is, I'll follow us on Instagram, Misfits Hockey. We're trying to keep it updated. We're the only beer league team with an Instagram because I'm trying to get us sponsored. Get some new jerseys. Follow the Moto Academy. You'll see me in the app. We've got some big announcements coming. That'll be pretty awesome, that everybody should know by the end of next month, hopefully. Awesome. Outside of that, go buy some FXR, drink some Black Rifle coffee, put a black square on Instagram, and buy a woke electric bike. Yeah, dye your hair blue and don't, whatever. I don't know. What do people want? What do we want? What do you guys want?
Gosh. Oh gosh, I love you so much, Jackson. So guys, check out colectivexp.com. Don't forget, if for all you Moto Academy people listening, the Moto Academy saves you cash. The promo code on the Collective Experience website. So don't forget that. You guys are part of the family, so we want to hook you guys up. And if you guys have any questions, just DM us, Instagram, hit us up, contact at thecollectivexp.com through email. We'll hook you up. We can give you some cool insider scoops on the industry and the program.
Yeah, hit us up, Instagram, Grindr, whatever. Just find us.
Yeah, you'll find us on there, man. We're on some really cool Seattle-based message boards. It's super cool. You'll love it. some Portland-based Discords. It's super cool, man.
You got to sign this off, dude.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I promise you we love everybody, and we're very, very friendly people. We're right in the middle. We love you all. Thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to everyone. We will see you guys on the next one. And, good folks.